Let's rank all 11 bowling ball companies based on their best strong and sharp bowling ball currently. Starting at the number 11 slot, we are going with the Columbia 300 High Speed. Now, the Speed series did not take off that well. I don't think this is a very good strong and sharp option. This is probably the weakest ball in this list in terms of strength. I also don't think this ball rolls that well personally. It's a little weirdly forward, but it does get far down lane. It's a very niche. So if you have a ton of axis rotation, this ball could be really good for you, but there's so many better ones on the list in front of this one. Coming in at number 10 is the 900 Global Eternity. This ball was supposed to replace the Altered Reality and be a better alternate to it after it got banned, but the Eternity just never really hit. A lot of people saw some weird ball reaction with it, where it would be super, super early at times, but then super late in other random times. I think the Reactagloss on it did not help, but this ball just never really took off and did finally get discontinued a couple of months ago. Coming in at number 9 is the Radical Zigzag, and in all honesty, I have barely seen this ball thrown, so I had to put it lower on the list solely because I have no experience with this bowling ball. I've heard it a little bit, but not many people have many great things to say about it. Radical's not really known for their shiny balls, so it doesn't surprise me, but this ball has to rank low partially because I just haven't seen it anywhere on the tournament side. Coming in at number 8 is a Deviate Violent Collision. Now, this ball is super weird in its colorway, and it rolls a little bit odd. It's very heavy rolling, one of the stronger bowling balls on this list, and in Deviate fashion, they made a really strong asymmetrical ball. Its counterpart is the Brutal Collision. That was one of the earliest bowling balls I've ever seen. And this Violent is pretty similar. It's just a shiny version of it, rolls super heavy. Could be good if you spin it a lot, but if you're up the back, this ball's gonna hook super soon, especially for trying to find a good, strong, and sharp ball. Coming in at lucky number 7 is a newer bowling ball, the Brunswick Beyond Infinity. While I think this is the prettiest bowling ball of 2024, I don't know how good it is in terms of being strong and sharp. I personally think this ball could almost be a medium sharp ball for a lot of people. It rolls a lot later than I expected. The original Infinity was awesome, but this Beyond, it rolls okay, but it's odd for a strong and sharp ball. I put it lower on the list because of its strength. I think there are some better, stronger options that have more years of experience in the game. The Beyond is new, so if you ask me this question again in 6 months, I might change my mind on it. Coming in at number 6 is the Ebonite Emerge. The Emerge is one of the most low-key and slept-on balls on the market. It is now discontinued, but this ball was really good, kind of like a Theorem, but a little bit weaker in my opinion, but it just never sold that well, so I didn't really see it much. I got smoked by it in a title match at one point over last season, but otherwise I haven't seen it that often. If you can find one, I'd recommend picking one up. It's a great piece, but it just did not take off very well in terms of popularity. Breaking into the top 5, we have a newer hammer ball. There's going to be some controversy on this one, but I have the Hammer Effect coming in at number 5. A lot of people adore this ball. They love this thing. It looks beautiful. It's a hammer ball. Hammer has been killing it lately. This ball comes in at number 5. It's better than everything else I've mentioned on the list, but again, it's a slightly newer piece, so I want to wait a little bit longer before I put it higher up on the list. Coming in at number 4 is, in my opinion, the best shiny Jackal that Motive has ever come out with, the Crimson Jackal. The Jackal series is notorious for Motive, for having a massive core and always massive cover stocks, but I don't think Motive has really done well with the Jackals. They've had a lot of really good solid options, but the Pearl options have been very lacking. You had the Jackal Flash, and you had many other shiny ones in the past that I've already forgot the name of because they were not that good. This Crimson looks like the real deal. This thing is sharp. This is one of the sharpest balls on the list, and it is also still pretty early. So Motive hit this one out of the park. Coming in at number 3 is one of the best house shot balls of the year, the Rotogrip Attention Star. The Attention series is a little interesting. It was only an overseas bowling ball until very recently, but this ball has been killing it on house shots lately. Everybody who rolls this ball really, really loves it, which is hard to find for bowling balls. There's usually people who match up with one ball and then hate another and vice versa. This ball everyone seems to like. It just rolls really good on a cliff. That's where there's a lot of oil in the middle of the lane, not much on the outsides. So if you're looking for a strong and sharp ball and you like Rotogrip, I would recommend the Attention Star. Speaking of SPI bowling balls, coming in at number 2 is one of the best asymmetrical bowling balls Storm has come out with in a very long time, the Virtual Energy Blackout, or the VEBO. The Storm VEBO is a asymmetrical Pearl option. It has the REX Pearl cover stock, has the famed Virtual Energy core. This ball rolls awesome. So, like I've said in past videos, the VEBO is a really good smooth, strong and sharp ball, which is kind of counterproductive, but it's smoother than most of the balls on this list. It's much better for sport sport patterns or things that are a little bit tougher, where something like an Attention Star or a Crimson Jackal will be better on house shots. So this Vibo is probably the best sport condition asymmetrical pearl ball on the list. And finally, coming in at number 1 is the Trek Theorem. I have raved about this ball for a long time. I think this is one of the best strong and sharp balls that has come out in probably 5 or 10 years now. This ball is awesome. Similar to the Attention Star, everybody who drills one loves it. This ball had some massive success out at the Open Championships this year. This thing had massive success on the PBA Tour, on the Amateur Tour. This is probably the best asymmetrical shiny ball you can pull out of your bag no matter what company you throw. If you're not a staffer, I'd highly recommend picking up a Theorem. Hope you guys enjoyed my ranking of the best to worst strong and sharp bowling balls on the market today. I'll be redoing this series every couple months so that we can pick up any new bowling balls that have come out recently. Otherwise, make sure to subscribe and follow for more like this.